I still remember the night everything broke. The rain outside was loud, but not louder than the silence inside our home. I was sitting on the cold kitchen floor, holding my little suitcase, waiting for my mother to say something, anything that would make me stay. But she didn't. She just stood there, arms crossed, eyes distant, like I was already gone. "Maybe this will teach you something, Millie," she said softly, almost like she wasn't talking to her own daughter. And just like that, I walked out. I was only 17. 17, with no money, no plan, and a heart that felt like it had been quietly shattered over the years. You see, my home in Florida was never really a home. It was a place filled with tension, silent arguments, and words that cut deeper than any scream. My mother always believed I wasn't enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not worth the effort. And my stepfather? He never said much, but his silence spoke louder than anything else. I learned early on how to disappear in my own house, to stay quiet, to survive. But what I didn't know that night, as I stepped into the rain with nowhere to go, was that this moment would become the beginning of everything. I spent my first night at a bus stop, cold, hungry, alone. I watched people pass by like I didn't exist, like I was invisible. And maybe I was, because when you come from a broken home, the world doesn't stop for your pain. It just keeps moving. But something inside me, something small, fragile, refused to break completely. I whispered to myself, "This is not the end." Even though I didn't believe it fully, I held on to those words like they were the only thing keeping me alive. The next morning, I found a small diner. I didn't go in to eat. I couldn't afford it. I went in to ask for a job. The manager looked at me, soaked clothes, tired eyes, shaking hands, and paused. For a moment, I thought he would say no. But instead, he said, "Can you start today?" And just like that, my new life began. I didn't know it yet, but the girl who was thrown out that night would one day build something no one could take away from her. Working at that diner wasn't easy. Long hours, low pay, and a constant reminder that I had no safety net. But I worked harder than anyone else there because I had no choice. Every tip mattered. Every dollar meant survival. I saved everything I could, eating leftovers, sleeping in a small shared room I could barely afford. And slowly, painfully, I started to build something that looked like stability. But life wasn't done testing me, because just when I thought I had found my footing, he walked into my life. His name was Daniel. He was charming, confident, and kind in ways I had never experienced before. He saw me, not as the broken girl, but as someone worth loving. And for the first time in my life, I believed I deserved happiness. We built dreams together, late-night talks about opening our own business, leaving the diner behind, creating something bigger, something meaningful. And when he suggested we combine our savings to start a small online store, I didn't hesitate. I trusted him completely. Because when you grow up without love, you hold on to it tightly when it finally appears. But what I didn't know was that trust can sometimes be the most dangerous thing you give away. One morning, I woke up to silence. No message, no call, no Daniel. At first, I thought something was wrong, but then I checked our account. Empty. Every single dollar gone. My hand started shaking, my heart sinking. And then it hit me. He didn't leave. He disappeared with everything I had built, everything I had survived for. I sat there for hours, staring at my phone, waiting for an explanation that never came. I felt foolish, betrayed, exposed, like I had been pulled back into the same darkness I thought I escaped. And for a moment, I wanted to give up, because it's one thing to be hurt by strangers, but it's something else entirely to be broken by someone you trusted with your whole heart. But that night, something changed inside me. I looked at myself in the mirror, tired, defeated, but still standing, and I realized something I had never understood before. No one was coming to save me. Not my family, not Daniel, no one. If I wanted a different life, I had to build it myself, again. So I did. But this time, I wasn't building it with trust. I was building it with strength. I started from zero, again. But this time, I was smarter, stronger, unbreakable in a way I had never been before. I worked during the day and learned at night. Business, marketing, online sales. I studied everything I could, using free resources, watching tutorials, taking notes like my life depended on it, because in a way, it did. I launched my own small online store. At first, no one noticed. Days passed, then weeks. No sales, no traction, just silence. But I didn't quit, because I had already lost everything once, and I refused to lose again. Then one day, a single order came in. Just one. It wasn't much, but to me, it meant everything, because it proved something. I wasn't invisible anymore. I kept going, and slowly, things started to grow. One order became 10. 10 became 50. And before I knew it, I wasn't surviving anymore. I was building something real, something powerful. Years passed, and that small online store turned into a full business, then a brand, then an empire. The girl who once slept at a bus stop now had her own office, her own team, her own life. A life no one could take away. And then one day, I saw his name again. Daniel. A message request. Simple. Short. I'm sorry. I stared at it for a long time. Not with anger, not with sadness, but with clarity. Because I finally understood something. Revenge isn't always about hurting someone back. Sometimes, it's about becoming so strong that their betrayal no longer has power over you. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Because my life, my success, my peace, that was my answer. And as I closed that message, I smiled. Not because of what I lost, but because of everything I became. Sometimes life breaks you, not to end your story, but to rebuild you into someone unstoppable. And the greatest victory is rising without looking back. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever been betrayed by those closest to you, know that you are stronger than the pain. Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And remember, keep blooming. If you like my story, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it.